It's crazy to say, like when Donald Trump said, "Make America Great Again," I might have to give me a MAGA hat, yo, because this is crazy. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy LaRon, and I'm back with another video. But before we get into this video, I want to say what's up to my subscribers. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are new, please consider hitting subscribe and turn on notifications, because on this channel we support black-owned businesses and I make thought-provoking videos such as this one right here. All right, let's get into it. You see the thumbnail, you see the title. I want to just break down what the thumbnail and title means, and I give you examples of the thumbnail and title, right? All right, so boom, check it. First and foremost, I want to give my stance on the vaccine. So basically, this is how I feel about the vaccine. I feel that I'm not against it and I'm not for it, right? I'm neither. Like, I'm neutral in the vaccine because I know everybody's situation is different. For example, if you're somebody with underlying health conditions, you know, I guess it's best for you to get the vaccine. If that's what you and your medical professional that's you're involved with tell you, your doctor, whatever, they tell you to get the vaccine and you agree with it, you should do it, right? Or if you're somebody that's elderly, because if you remember COVID, it always hit the elderly people and also hit the people with underlying conditions. They got hit with the worst, and those are the ones that was facing the fatalities, right? So if you in those two type of situations, you should get the vaccine. However, I don't think the vaccine's for everybody, and it shows that even though you get the vaccine, you're still not prone to not getting COVID, so you still can get COVID with the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? So that's my opinion on the vaccine. Just whatever. Everybody's situation is different. Just, whatever works for you, you should get it. You know what I'm saying? That's a disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you not to get it or to get it. Whatever works for you, do what's best for you. With that being said, my issue with the vaccine is the mandates that's coming out. And with these mandates that's coming out, it start coming to be Jim Crow 2.0 for real. Not like what Stacy Abrams was saying about the voter suppression. We talking about real Jim Crow 2.0, real segregation amongst the country. So Jim Crow was always in the South, and that was something that happened maybe about 60, 70 years ago. We all know segregation. Black people couldn't go into certain bathrooms, restaurants, or whatever. Now we fast forward, that's what's going on in this country now. If you're not vaccinated, they starting to put out things where you can't go into certain places and you can't go have certain employment, or you can't get new employment without the vaccine. So the vaccine now, that card is your way to get into things that you normally do. So as you may know, New York City got this new thing called Keys to the City. So Mayor Bill de Blasio came out and said that if you had the vaccine, you could do more indoor activities, such as going to the gym, such as going to restaurants, movie theaters, bars, etc., right? So you can start doing these things. But now, it's not just for the customers, now it's for the employees. So you're forcing everybody to get the vaccine that want to work or just want to just hang out and do stuff and just live their normal lives, such as, like you said, going to the gym. And people that's not vaccinated, they're going to be excluded. They can't go. They can't do none of these things, whatever, right? So this is going to start taking place September 13, 2021. This is the new norm now. This is what New York City is doing. New York City is going through with this. New York City is pushing out the mandate for anything that's indoors. You got to have a vaccine. You got to show proof. You got to show your paper at the door. If you want to work there, you got to show proof. You got to show your paper at the door. Doesn't this sound familiar? Doesn't this sound like Jim Crow? Doesn't it sound like segregation? Doesn't it sound like no blacks allowed on the sign? Whites only on the sign? To me, that's what this sounds like. You know what I'm saying? This is the new Jim Crow 2.0. Being from New York, just came back from New York, let me give you examples how this affects people, you know what I'm saying, as far as businesses. One, I know a number of businesses in New York, business owners, that's anti-vaccine. They don't want the vaccine. So now, with this new mandate, they're not allowed to conduct their business without having a vaccine, you know what I'm saying? Or they can't have people that come into their business without a vaccine. Isn't that kind of messed up? Like, now you can't have a certain business, you can't do anything without this vaccine now. So if you don't have the vaccine, you can't even run your business. Not to mention, New York was shut down for the longest, got hit the hardest among small businesses. A lot of them had to close down. A lot of them took out loans. A lot of them got PPP loans. And now you got to pay these loans back. And you're telling these people that, hey, you can't work without this vaccine. So you got to take this vaccine to make the money to pay the loan back. Or you got to be out of business and be in debt. Wow, crazy with this loan that you got. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's so much going on with the vaccine that if you don't get it. And not to mention, what about the people who don't got the vaccine now can't support your business? So you can't go into a certain business because you don't got the vaccine. Maybe for whatever reason you don't got the vaccine. Maybe you're waiting to see more studies on it. Maybe you're waiting for it to be FDA approved. Maybe just for religious reasons. Maybe you feel like you don't need the vaccine. Maybe you feel like the vaccine is not doing anything anyway. So with the vaccine, you still get COVID. So you probably felt like, you know what? I'm not gonna take the vaccine anyway. What's the difference? So it's so many different things. Or it could be the conspiracy theories that's coming out, quote unquote. It's so many different things that coming out about the vaccine. They're like, damn, should I take it? Should I not? You may be on the fence, but now you can't shop at certain places. And now those businesses can't accept certain people to come into their business because, de Blasio said that you need to have a vaccine to be a part of their business, which is messed up. So now you're losing out on money, just like Jim Crow, just like segregation. You may be a white business back then. You may not agree with what they did, but you couldn't have black people in your business. Now, same thing. You may not agree with the vaccine, or may agree with the vaccine, but now you can't have certain people in your business. So now you're losing out on money in your business. What if this affects somebody who supports the vaccine, right? Say, for example, you're a restaurant owner, got a nice restaurant's doing great, but your manager of the restaurant is the one that's really, running everything. Everything is going smooth because of this one individual that's so on point. And you know how hard it is to find work, especially now where everybody's staying home and help wanted signs all over the place. It's more money for you to stay home than it is to go out and work, right? So imagine you have this one employee that's a star employee that loves the job, been there for like say 15, 20 years, manager, run everything, paperwork, everything's on point, but they're against the vaccine. So you're gonna have to let this employee go that's helping you build your empire, that's a part of your empire, that plays a key role in your empire. You gotta turn your back on this person because now this person can't get the vaccine, don't want the vaccine. Would you do that? If you're that employer, would you do that to your employees? Say, you know what? I gotta let you go because you're not getting the vaccine. Even though you've been here for 15 plus years to build this up. And you're a part of this. You're part of my family. But you know what? Just because of this, I have to let you go. All right. Now let's look into the NFL. The NFL have these new protocols going on, right? First, you have to have a bracelet if you're not vaccinated, right? Not to mention, if you're not vaccinated, you come in contact with a person that's vaccinated but got the disease, got COVID-19, you have to go through the whole protocol and you have to miss practices, right? Not to mention, if you're not vaccinated and you come down with COVID, now you have to, I think the team may have to be forfeit a game and lose money, and everybody have to lose money. So it's like you put a wild, crazy pressure amongst these players to get vaccinated, because if they don't get vaccinated, they're not going to be seen as a team player, right? Which is crazy. Not to mention the team, like say you vaccinated, unvaccinated, you have to go to two different parts of practice facilities. You have to practice at different times. You have to do all the type of crazy stuff, aka segregation, right? Lamar Jackson and I want to look at Kirk Cousins, two quarterbacks in the NFL, both not vaccinated, both going through different scenarios, but it's so much pressure on these two, right? So let's start with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's a young quarterback. I don't think he even out of the rookie contract yet. I think he just now getting started as a quarterback, right? Lamar Jackson he tested positive for COVID. Second time tested positive for COVID. Got to go to COVID protocols. Asymptomatic. He's young. He's in his prime. Nothing's happening to him, but they don't want him to spread it. So he have to, sit out and go through the procedures, right? This happens preseason, but I think if this happened during the season, Lamar Jackson team might have to forfeit, if I'm not mistaken, or he can't play. Somehow, somewhere, he's going to lose money if he don't go through the protocols. Now that got his team pressuring him. He got the coaches, not only the team, the coaches, and the ownership of the team. Now we have the mayor of Baltimore's pressuring him, saying that he need to get vaccinated. Imagine you were a young dude, just got into the NFL, living your childhood dreams. Now you're being pressured to do something that you think is morally wrong. Whatever reason that Lamar Jackson's not doing it, he's being pressured to do something. Isn't that messed up? And if he don't do it, he's going to be seen as an outsider. He's going to be seen as that. He's going to be seen as the lower class because he didn't get vaccinated. I'm telling you, man, it's really messed up what's going on. So let's unpack this Kirk Cousins situation. So Kirk Cousins did not take the COVID vaccine. Say he's planning on not to, for whatever reasons, right? I think it might be more religious, but for whatever reason, he's not taking the COVID vaccine. So now we have Kirk Cousins not taking it, and I think the backup quarterback of the team got COVID, right? And if I'm not mistaken, this person is vaccinated, but Kirk Cousins is not. So they made Kirk Cousins mispractice and go through a whole COVID protocol because he's not vaccinated. Not because he had COVID, he's not vaccinated. He tested negative, but he still had to go through a whole protocol of him sitting out 4 practices. So if you play any sport, especially at a high level such as the NFL, you play any sport, you have to practice. You have to practice because everything comes down to a millisecond where things have to be. And you have to make sure you drill it and do it over and over again to become great amongst the greatest athletes in the world, right? So he missed 4 practices, so that's not going to affect him. So if he keep going through this, missing practices and things of that nature, he's not going to be seen valuable to any team. He may get kicked out the league, which is crazy. With these 2 different scenarios, we have somebody like Stephen A. Smith, who came out and said, if you're not vaccinated, you should not be in the NFL. So Stephen A. Smith is now coming out calling for players' jobs for not being vaccinated, which is crazy. Like, you were a talking head, you're a popular figure, you come out on TV, you have a large following, and you put this message out like saying, hey, this person should not have the ability to work in this country because he's not vaccinated, because he's not taking a shot that's experimental, in my opinion, right? Because we don't know what's the side effects, we don't know what's going on. And not to mention, if something does happen, by law, we cannot sue the people who made it. And to go even further, we have Don Lemon that came out now, right? Don Lemon came out and flat out said anybody who don't got the vaccine should not be able to work, or anybody who don't got the vaccine shouldn't be able to go grocery shopping. So now we can't eat, literally, we can't eat, can't have no type of food, no type of income, nothing like that. So, we need to work to live. We need to work to, live in places. So you want people to be homeless and starving just because they didn't take a shot. What kind of message is coming out there? And not to mention, I just seen that CNN fired 3 people, right? Fired 3 people because they didn't take the vaccine. They came into the building. Not they came into the building with COVID. They ain't come into the building because they didn't take the vaccine. They now tested positive for COVID. I had to go back to the office. So I said, all right, I'm going to the office. Me not taking the vaccine, I'm going to get a COVID test and make sure I'm good. If I'm good, then I go in. If I'm not, then I'll stay home. You know what I'm saying? I have that option. So I was like, I make sure I'm good before I go back into the office, because I think that's a responsible thing to do, because everybody's not for the vaccine. The vaccine's not mandated, but now they're trying to take away jobs and take away businesses and just take away everything from people because for whatever reason, they push this vaccine more than anything. And that's the scary part. And another crazy thing, because it's not just the United States, Vancouver, right? Vancouver had a vaccine line and an unvaccinated line at the airport. So you got 2 separate lines, segregation, white or black, vaccine, not vaccine, whatever, right? At the airport, where you have to go through a certain line. So now you're not vaccinated, you have to walk and go through this line. Everybody's looking at you now, everybody's judging you, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's looking down at you, kind of like Jim Crow, right? So now you gotta walk through this line and get on the same plane as somebody else. What was the point of that anyway? I think Vancouver got rid of that. I don't know, some of this stuff is not making sense to me. It's not making sense. It's getting scary. It's getting scary because they really putting all types of restrictions out there and people are going for it. People are like, yo, you know what? If you got the vaccine, you gotta worry about it. But we don't know what the vaccine is doing to us. We don't know what it's doing to us. How do you feel about this new vaccine mandates that's coming about, and how they doing it in the NFL, how they doing in New York City? Now CNN is coming out firing people because they don't got the vaccine and they coming into the building. How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all really feel like this is what need to be done so people get the vaccine? Or do you feel like this is now segregation? This is Jim Crow. This is the Jim Crow. This is the world we live in now. Tell me what I'm saying. I just want to know your thoughts on that, man. That's just my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is segregation. I feel like this is Jim Crow. I feel like these people are bringing this back. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to say, like when Donald Trump said, make America great again. Yo, I want America to be great again. I want to be able just to go outside and live my life, a healthy life, because I made decisions to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might have to give me a MAGA hat, yo, because this is crazy. This is crazy. But let me know how you feel about it in the comments, man, because I'm baffled, yo. I'm baffled that we really going through Jim Crow again, that this is the works of Jim Crow again. You know what I'm saying? Not for nothing, not to be all political. I think the Democrats did do Jim Crow, and now we got Joe Biden in office, and I think Joe Biden did say, like, he didn't want his kids to go to school with certain kids, so you can fact check me on that. So Not to be all political, but yo, man, I guess nothing new under the sun, right? But those are my opinions on it. That's my thoughts on it, man. Tell me what y'all think about it, man. Tell me what y'all think about it. Leave some comments, man. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. Until next time, man. Peace.